So one of my followers reached out to me and said, I want to start a new business. However, I am a 9 to 5 worker. In fact, he works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But he wants to start a business. Everybody knows, or you will know, that starting a business is one of the tools or pathways of creating wealth for yourself. But should he stop the 9 to 5 and start a business? Because there is a dangerous lie that every entrepreneur here, every new entrepreneur will come across, that you should start a business if you want to create wealth for yourself. You should quit your 9 to 5 job. Your 9 to 5 job is like a prison. Your 9 to 5 job or your salary cannot make you rich. You cannot be worthy on a salary alone. The problem or the question is, should you quit your 9 to 5 and start a new business? I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should never quit your 9 to 5 job in order to start a new business. If this is your first time watching this video, my name is Wisdom, and kindly subscribe to my channel, like and share. Put on post notification and tell us what your opinions are. So the first reason why you should never quit your 9 to 5 job, no matter what, in order to start a new business, is that you don't have a business yet. You rather have an idea. Before you start a new business, certainly there is an idea in your mind that I think I need to start this business. That is an idea. And an idea is different from the market. What you must know is that you must first of all find a product, find a service, and find a selected or a group of people who are willing to buy into the product. In fact, in a sense, you are solving the problems of a specific group of people. If you don't do that, it's going to be a problem, because quitting your 9 to 5 job is like you're going to put all your burden on the business. Therefore, there must be a product that is going to meet the needs of these specific people. The idea is different from the market. You may realize that I have a great idea, but the great idea that you have may not profit you because the people may not be willing to buy into, or the product may not be serving the purpose of the people, the needs of the people. And that is why you should never quit your 9 to 5 job immediately to start a new business. What you don't know is that the market can easily humble you. And in order to avoid these unforeseen circumstances, please get it at the back of your mind that the idea that you have that you want to start a new business, the new business can be phone accessories, the new business can be mobile money business, the new business can be dealing in clothing and all that. But the idea that you have certainly is different from the market that you'll be reaching out to. You have to identify the needs of the people, then you provide a particular service or product for them. The second reason why you should never quit your 9 to 5 job to start a new business is that the runway miscalculation is very real. What you must know is that in business and in finance, runway miscalculation, or the runway, simply means that the number of months you can survive before you completely run out of money or cash. In a certain sense, people call it emergency fund. So you must have enough money on you before you can start your new business. Money that can keep you for the next 6 to 1 year. You can't just get up and say that, yes, I have a new idea, and the idea is very great. Perhaps you might have great idea, but you must also know or put at the back of your mind that you are going to be responsible for your finances, responsible for everything that you do if you quit your 9 to 5 job. Many new entrepreneurs feel that I have 10,000 Ghana cedis in my account, 20,000 cedis in my account, so I can start a business with, and I'm going to make profits. But you can be surprised that at the end of the day, before you realize, the money to start the business will get finished, and you will lack the money to spend for yourself. Because if you quit the business, that 10,000 cedis you have in your account becomes the money that you use to register your business, the money that you use to validate your business, the money that you use to even rent a shop. You must know that the runway miscalculation alone can make you realize that you are going to make a huge mistake if you quit your 9 to 5 job to start a new business. When you quit your 9 to 5 job, your personal savings is no longer for your rent, no longer for your ice cream, no longer for the pizza. Now it becomes the money that you use to run the business. It becomes the money used to pay even the worker or even yourself. So my brother and my sister, what you must know is that you must ensure that you don't do any miscalculation in terms of the runway, or if you don't have any emergency fund that can last for 6 months to 1 year, you should not quit your 9 to 5 job. According to data, any new business or any new startup takes about 2 to 3 years before you can make a predictable profits. And if you are not ready, if you don't have cash that can sustain you to even break even for some years before you start making profits, then it is not right and prudent for you to quit your 9 to 5 job to start that particular business you think it will be very lucrative for you. The third reason why you should never quit your job to start a new business is that there is a hidden cost of being your own boss. When you have a job, you have a salary. When you have a job, in a way you have a stable ecosystem, or you have a working ecosystem. What you don't know is that when you quit your job, the safety net is taken away. You are now responsible 100% for your needs, for your wants, for the business, and everything that comes with it. If you have a job, you realize that there is a bonus at the end of the year. Maybe you have health insurance, you have medical bills that are being sorted out, you have subsidized lunch allowances. If you quit your job, you are going to lose all these allowances, and your capital becomes the money, or your savings becomes the money that you will use to provide for yourself medically, to provide for yourself physically in terms of clothing and all that. So that is the hidden cost of becoming your own boss. However, to maintain that standard of living, that is when you quit your job to start a new one, the business must be giving you at least 30 to 40% profit, or even money that is higher than your previous salary. Have you seen that if you don't anticipate, if you don't plan, if you don't know that your business should be paying you, your business should be giving you money that is 30% to 40% higher than the money you used to receive, starting a new business by quitting your old job is going to be disastrous. Ladies and gentlemen, never quit your 9 to 5 job if your business is not paying you an amount of money that can be more than what you have been receiving as a 9 to 5 job worker. The fourth reason is that your job is your first investor. What does it mean? Your job is your first investor, or your salary is your first investor. You need an investment in your business. You need capital in your business. And you must treat your job as the capital that you will need for your new business. You need capital to start your new business. And if you don't work as a 9 to 5 worker, where are you going to get the capital to start the new business? What should you do? What you must know is that the dangerous lie that have been propagated, that having a 9 to 5 job is a prison, having a 9 to 5 job is making you poor, must be nullified, because you need a job to gather some amount of money in order to start your new business. When you view your job as a capitalist, when you see your job, your 9 to 5 job, as a means of gathering a lot of money to start your own business, you show up every day, you put up good attitude every time, you work hard, and you save a lot of money to start your own business. What then should you do? That will take me to the fifth and the final reasons why you should never quit your 9 to 5 job to start a new business. That is the smarter way to transition. How do you transition from being a 9 to 5 worker or having a 9 to 5 job to owning or starting a new business? You see, that is where you must utilize your evenings, utilize your early mornings, utilize your weekends, and utilize holidays. And that way, you are going to launch your business as a side hustle. You first of all must launch the business as a side hustle. you make the necessary mistakes. You make the foolish mistakes. You make every mistake that you can make, or as an entrepreneur, there are certain mistakes that you will make when starting a new business. And you'll be making those mistakes while somebody else is paying for your rent. Somebody else is paying for your bills. Somebody else is paying for your utilities. And when I say somebody else is paying for them, it means you are working as a worker and your salary is, taking care of all those expenses. However, if you quit your 9 to 5 job to begin a new business, and the business is not thriving, the business is not making money, don't take a leap, or don't leap, build a bridge. You shouldn't just jump out of your 9 to 5 job. Say, yes, I've got some great and brilliant idea. Tomorrow I have resigned. I'm starting a new business. You don't know the fate of the business. You don't know how the business is going to treat you. That is why we don't make leaps. You don't make a leap. You build bridges in order to transition from being a 9 to 5 worker to owning multiple businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you should not. Even though businesses are pathways, businesses are tools to creating financial wealth. However, don't make the mistake of starting a new business if you are a 9 to 5 worker. Unless there is a huge amount of money that can take you through 1 to 2 years, even if the business is not flourishing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you found this video very helpful, I want you to do just one more thing for me. Subscribe for free. You don't have to pay any penny, any dollar, any cent, any Ghana cedis. Just subscribe. You see that bell over there? Click on it. You'll be the first to be notified whenever a new video or a new upload comes up. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wizzy. Until then, let me know what your comments are. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you also planning to start a new business? What are the businesses that you are planning to start? Are you facing the same challenges? Should you quit or should you not quit? Let me know in the comment section. Until then, I will see you in the next episode.